Okay, guys. Now we're gonna study a way to get the leg drag from the stack pass, and also find the leg drag in a position that if you not respect the steps, you cannot get pressure over your opponent while you are moving on the top. Stack pass is a position that we can find from everywhere. Like when you are passing guard, a lot of times your opponent play guard with the feet up, like with the knees close to the chest, like this, in the feet up, and you can like pretty easy just grab the ankle and make the opponent roll over the shoulders. But there are problems if you don't connect your hands in the right spot to gain time to work and then find pressure before you drag the leg and control the rib area and put pressure. So I used to do some details, details. So it's there. I never say right this accent. So details. Uh, for you get to hold your opponent on the position, right? So the knee on the back is very important. The hand on the pants since the beginning is very important. But I will also show you guys a couple mistakes you probably are doing in the gym to not keep putting pressure on your opponent until you get the leg drag. So uh, maybe we can work on this, the line. Yeah, the line. So of course we can kill guards, we can like involve arms and do a lot of things, but I believe for that position easier will be like you just start to control your opponent's feet, bring up, change to the heel, and then you start to make him roll over the shoulders. All right, so what happened here, while you are rolling, make your opponent roll over the shoulders, the main thing you should take care here is about his hip and his back. If you put too much attention on the legs by going around and start smash your opponent's leg, not having a frame on the back, you are letting him free to do a pendulum and then reset the guard. Just because you didn't use your knee as a support, putting pressure. So the main thing I take care when I'm getting the stack pass is about I connect my knee on my opponent's back, and then while I'm walking around, I have my knee working as a base right here. This is a wall in that situation. We have some strong support and he cannot do a pendulum anymore because my knee is blocking his hip movements, right? Even if he does a strong pendulum to outside, my knee is still blocking his hip up. It's completely different if, for example, you try bend your legs and control your opponent's closer leg and bring the elbow up like a lot of people do. If you imagine that just by holding the hip you are able to avoid any kind of hip movement, you are wrong because he can do the pendulum out there, and you are not like you don't have. It's not about his strength, but your body is not working perfect to hold your opponent's hip in the air. So the main thing uh, about stack pass is your far knee behind the hip, behind the back. So I start to walk around, but I'm since the beginning with my knee supporting my opponent's hip in the air. So what are we gonna do here? Where to grab the pants is pretty important. If you grab in the middle of the pants, after you drag the leg, your hand will not work in the right place. You should grab the pants in the same spot we are grabbing since the beginning of the instructional video. So we talked about the side of the hip, and we still controlling the side of the hip because controlling the middle doesn't make it effective if he tries to move his hip out there. You should bring your elbow, right? So it's tough. But if you control in this area, like on side of the pants, if he tries to move his hip away, you have one more support. So you already have your knee on his back, and you have also your hand on the pants on the side. So you have two supports, right? So we are using here like a tripod. My closer knee, I should pinch my own knee on his hamstring, alright? So I'm controlling his whole hip right here. If I stay too high, I will lose my contact with my opponent. It's gonna be tough to get a pressure. But if I stay with my legs bent like this, pinching my knees on his back and on his hamstring, and also with my hand on the shoulder, and also with this hand on the shoulder, squeezing my elbow on my own body, so I have a pressure on top. So the only thing he can do here, if he wants, of course, is keep rolling to the third position, and then I will take the back. But normally what happened, I should stay moving on the top. If my opponent try to do some shoulder escape to right there, I follow him. My hand comes to my opponent's top knee, I grab and I bring his leg towards my body. This is a leg drag. I can use as well, let's come to here. I can use it as well to drag my opponent's leg. My body mechanics, so I can do in the air. So I have my UK is a little bit fat, so it's hard for him to stay in the stack pass, all right? So his mobility is not helping us today. So it's Bernardo, so you should change, you should have like a, how can I say, a second is fine. You should bring a second kid too. So what are you gonna do? When I'm doing the leg drag, if I try just bring my opponent's leg, like drag my opponent's leg towards my own body, maybe you can have like tough times against guys with a lot of flexibility. The idea is after you get the pants control, knee behind the back, knee over the hamstring, when you catch the top knee, you should do a full extension, boom, to drag. So you use your own body to posture up and drag. And now you slide your hand and grab the rib area, all right? So I do the stack pass, my knee comes immediately on the back. I keep stacking. I walk around. I have my both knees pinching, my knee on his back, my hand on side of his pants. I come, I grab his top knee, I posture up, extending my body, and I drag. Boom. What I do now, my hand, I should slide my elbow, my hand, my forearm over my opponent's leg, and then I catch this rib area. What happened when I grab this rib area? Even if my opponent try, for example, wide open his knee, my elbow is too tight and my bottom leg is too heavy on his back, my outside leg is too heavy on his back, that he can't move his leg because his hip is stuck, alright? So what I'm gonna do right after I get that scenario, I should step back with my outside leg. I will do a long step back, finding the same angle that we are working since the beginning, some diagonal angle. So I will do a long step. Look at here, where we are. The same leg drag we are working since the beginning. Head, forehead on the chest, knees. I should find the best angle possible, and we are here in the perfect leg drag. So we have options. I can cut my knee, hug the head, my opponent can turn to the turtle guard. I just keep my elbow inside and take the back as we worked before. So the idea is about, after you get the stack pass, boom, and drag the leg, you hold the rib area already, so you have pressure over the top leg. You're gonna do a long step back. We are in the position. I just made one step and we put pressure since my first movement. So we are here, we adjust the posture, and we pass guard, right? So This is the best way to do stack pass. And the leg drag, in my opinion, is the best option you have, because since you are controlling the hip, you can reach your hand on the rib and then apply the leg drag pretty tight from the stop position. It's like a top position because you are passing the guard and your opponent has his hip up until he stays flat on the mat and you're passing the guard already. All right, so very nice position. The mechanics works pretty well, and the mechanics work pretty well, and you guys will enjoy it.